Hey guys, so the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and set the host record. Like any standard install of Debian Bullseye, you're going to basically run into the host file where it's going to have a 127.0.1.1 address, and Proxmox uses the host records, so we're going to want to go ahead and set that. So to do that, you just go nano, vim, whatever one you want to use. I use nano. Host, so it's etc hosts. And this one here, here's my host name, which is, I have it named as proxmox.ravenhawk.local. And we're going to change that. I'm going to set it to its IP address. And that's it. Now, next step is going to go ahead and get the repository. So we're going to go ahead and put in echo Debian Arch AMD64, the URL, which is downloads.proxmox.com, Debian, pve-bullseye, pve-no-subscription, and that goes into the pve-install-repo.list. Now we need to go ahead and get the repository key. Now all of this is going to be down in the description, so don't worry about having to try to zoom in your screen or anything. But here's the key. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and do an apt update and apt full upgrade. This is going to activate the repositories and update any packages that need it, like for example if up down. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and install Proxmox. So basically what's installed in this package here is Proxmox VE, postfix, and OpenISCSI. For postfix setup, I'm just going to go no configuration. I'm not setting it up with a smart host. It's just going to be basic internal mail only. That's in my setup. Now, if you're going to be running a setup to where you want your environment to be able to send mail, you're going to need to configure it for smart hosts or relays or any other mail configuration setups that you need to be able to get from your host out to the internet. Since mine is local behind my firewall and I don't have it exposed to the internet, I don't need it to do anything. I can actually send it to my own internal mail. Just later on I can always configure it to do that to my own internal mail server if I need to. Now this takes a while, so I'll be back as soon as it's done. Alright, we're back. So the postfix is now basically ready to reboot, so I will go ahead and issue the reboot command. Give the system a few seconds here to boot up, well, a few minutes. Alright, you put your the IP address of your server into the browser, and then you put :8006, hit enter, and you'll be presented with, if you're using Chrome, that your connection is not private. In Firefox it looks a little different, it looks like a yellow box. Different browsers will have it a little slightly different way, but it's basically the same thing. I'm using a private key, so thus my connection is not private. You go ahead and I'm going to proceed. And then I'm going to log in with my root password. You're going to be presented, of course, with this one saying that I have no valid subscription to the server. You can hit OK. You can continue to use for free. It's full featured. The reason why it says this is because you don't have yourself the enterprise license. Now, that being said, let me switch back to here. You're going to want to go to apt-get sources.list.d. You're going to want to nano your enterprise list and disable that repo. And it's this one right here, the only one that's basically in there. It's enterprises.proxmox.com, Debian, pve-bullseye, pve-enterprises, or enterprise. And that will make it to where you can continue to do apt-get and stuff like that without it complaining. Alright. Only other thing that's really left to do is to go into your networking. Now, in here, I only have one network interface, and it's not recommended. It's better to have two at least, but this particular server currently only has one. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit remove, say yes. You'll notice that it's made its changes here, but it hasn't actually initiated them. I'm going to go ahead and create a Linux bridge, and I'm going to give it the IP address of the server and the /24 for the net mask, and I'm going to go ahead and give it the gateway. Now the bridge port is going to be ENP3SO for my particular server, and I'm going to hit create. Alright, so we're going to hit apply configuration and hope for the best. Alright, it actually worked this time. Last time I did this, it actually crashed on me. So if it crashes on you, just go back into command line from the your console or your screen and keyboard, and just go ahead and edit your etc network interfaces file so you can get back in, and then you'll be able to go ahead and try it again. Alright, so now my VM bridge is created. I can go ahead and start creating VMs on this server. One last thing, because this server has two rated volumes, one that's basically a terabyte here, or a little less than a terabyte, and then the other one is the one that I'm going to want to use, which is my 2 terabyte RAID 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Proxmox disks. I'm going to go to my well, it's 4 terabyte. I'm going to go to my RAID here, and I'm going to go ahead and initiate disk with GPT. I want to go ahead and go to LVM, and I'm going to create a volume group. In this case, I'm going to call it storage 01. Alright, and then I'll be able to see here storage 01. Summary, 4 terabytes. I'll be able to create my VM disks and my container volumes with this one, and I can store my ISO images on the local volume. Or I can even add a VM here if I wanted to, but basically ISO storage mainly, and if I wanted to do backups. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you can't add backups to your LVM storage, which kind of sucks because it's a larger volume, but you can still use your local storage, and you can there are methods of creating backups and ISO storages through other methods such as directories. So for example, if you did SSHFS, which is basically remote SSH into a file system, or iSCSI, or other methods like that, you can create a volume and just put the directory path to it, and then you can also go ahead and add in the ability to create the backups and other methods. I could have done that with this volume as well, just mounted it through the host OS. So anyway, rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, you can hit the dislike button, but it'll make me sad. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.